row. Given 100 Thieves, their preparation style, do you think that's a strength they have here?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's a new team, and this playoffs is the first real challenge that they have. So going up against a team that they just beat is not something that, you know, they've experienced so far together. And FaZe also, I mean, young players as well on this team outside of the experienced core that they've brought in. It's going to be super interesting, I think, to see exactly how they match up, because we kind of have exactly the same two maps that we started off. And with how those went, I think you could clearly tell that both teams super comfortable going back into it. And we'll see what adjustments they've actually made.
Concealment.
To continue, we're going to refer back to their previous match a lot for very obvious reasons, but we're even talking about same sides to start things off.
Baby Bay's got a trap play there set up off of Dicey's contact as well, so Bang cannot overextend here. I don't think he will. I think he's going to try to backside. We've seen this before from Bang, but no, they're going to challenge him instead, and he'll lose the fight. And with that information, they should know that this hit's about to come on this side.
Frenzy's just too good. The double sideshow out from Will as he tries to get to backside, and Poise is able to win that duel out. Numbers from 100 Thieves have already started to fall apart. Just two remain on the attacking half, and they've sort of gotten onto the site, kind of, not really. And Derek's in a brutal spot here. He's got an aftershock. He's got bullets all over the place. The Prime Gaming Flawless to kick things off for FaZe.
He's got three players jumping on top of him at the same time. Yeah, that was very, very nicely played from FaZe, and the plan from 100 Thieves did not work out at all, but also you kind of see similar things that we've seen from them before, which to me is a scary prospect, given we just talked about how preparation, how changing things is going to be important. But we've seen Bang go on these long, long lurks late when there's an A-hit being prepped.
Let's go.
And Baby Bay takes huge advantage of that with Derek's with Fly's flash.
See that aftershock early on as they continue to fight for garage control. Again, pretty evident here that FaZe are going to try to dictate the pace of this match. See the flash, the exact same swing, and again, FaZe walk away with the advantage.
One enemy
Other fights happening right now. Stelly loses his life for it. And these flashes are getting such value so far from Flya. The new addition to the team. And they swapped him back in to the roster after week 2. And ever since his first debut, they have not, or they didn't lose a match going into group stage. Now in the lower bracket, it honestly does feel like they still should not have lost a match, given how close the series was in that first match against 100 Thieves.
Yeah, the come up has been insane.
They were up 9-3 in every single map.
And this being one of the ones that got away from them. Again, last time of the dance here was 13-10, and again, you see the pace, man. They just like to go fast. That's the thing with FaZe is you're going to get a lot of that. They're going to come at you. They're going to throw it at your face as much as you can, and you have to figure out how you're going to weather that and counter-punch back. They struggled last time they played on Split. Ultimately, they were able to pull it off, but again, Ball, as you were saying, it wasn't without a 9-3 deficit.
And I love the fact that that's a set play that a lot of teams have been going for with the Neon, but they have dropped it out of their repertoire, dropped it out of the strat book almost entirely because it doesn't work as well when you don't have a player like Baby Bay leading the charge in that regard.
Flick up from Will is not going to land, but Asana's will.
Love the support there from Fly again, just spamming through the smoke, baiting into Superman, who's up on top of a really wide off angle. And another off angle here from Dicey. Won't find anything from it, though.
Oh, it just goes a bit wide, and he has to teleport back. So B, they have a little bit of room to work with here. The thing is, cleared out Flya. No, they hadn't. You see the ult come through for Baby Bay. FaZe starting off quite hot, Baller.
Yes, they are. 3-0, they convert the bonus. And if things continue the way they are, actually, that's a great start to get them close to that scoreline that we saw so many times already.
One enemy remaining.
They can continue to capitalize on an early lead here. 100 Thieves is going to have to dig deep to find that same performance that they had last time. And I think a lot of it was levied by individual performances, a lot of clutches in that series to bring them back, a lot of situations where they're down a man because of the aggression from FaZe. and also economically playing the game against FaZe, denying the op from Dicey on those second halves was huge.
Nice draw out from Util. You saw the flash at the beginning of the round from Mail, and then the aftershock there, so you're understanding you're able to draw some of that out as you fight from mid-control. A little bit of fake, and now they can push in a bit more comfortably, but you see the utility continue to get dumped, the fragment and everything.
Yeah, this is interesting because they're actually using Baby Bay elsewhere on the map away from the utility, so that's why it's more delay this time, but also a feint that Baby Bay could be swinging at any time with that utility.
Got you.
This time it's actually Fly who swings off of that utility, his own really, but he's able to take care of Will off of that. No light buy for 100 Thieves, it's just pistols. Stellar's already fallen. Fly should get a shot at a second.
Down B.
And he does. Nice go traded back with the spikes down.
One enemy remaining.
Time to die.
But Baby Bay has a number of times gone to Twitter to brag about the fact that he is self-proclaimed the best Neon in North America. Now, the first couple times I saw that, I went, hey, that's pretty clever. There aren't a whole lot of other Neon players, though, right? But the dude does it, right? Like, there's really nobody else who plays with this pace. The only other real Neon player is Victor, and Victor doesn't do it like this.
Yeah. Well, I also think that FaZe is the only team to really commit to this Neon on almost every map.
Everything. Yep.
And I think it's important to note that they don't have as much time with this roster compared to a Victor, where they can work on a lot of different comps. So going into that, and obviously Baby Bay's style works really well with it. Another op shot from Dicey. Already getting it out on the 4th round here in the gun round for 100 Thieves. And they're going to need to find some way to neutralize Dicey. Because like we saw in the series yesterday against XSET, and what Riv alluded to on the desk, Derek said it. He said that Cryo was having a day. He just was in a shooting range. And Dicey might be put in that same situation, but they're making the wrong gamble here. Look at FaZe. They're all on this A side, completely giving up this site. But Baby Bay is actually going to be able to push this flank super fast.
Spike planted.
Stellar gets the spike down. I believe maybe only the second time 100 Thieves have gotten this far. And this kill onto Baby Bay is going to be massive. This duel swings out as really bolts drop, and Will's able to get the kill. Gets back to safety. You see the null command come through as they spam into the smokes up in heaven, trying to keep back the advances of FaZe as 100 Thieves fight to get the first round they can.
No real utility here from FaZe to clear spots out, except for that, the aftershock.
They still have garage control. Superman on the tap. You start to see some of the utility come out. He's able to get it to half and then pull off.
It's not planted for them whatsoever.
Oh, they're not. They're going to have to push forward. It's still not there yet. There it is. There's the push, and it's all going to come down to one. And they get the kills that they need, but boy, that was a lot closer than it should have been.
Oh my goodness. Both players died too. Yeah. And with the bank that FaZe built up, that hurts. Super surprised to see them rely on Will there to double satchel and kind of run and gun. This moment too, I mean, he's literally in between 4 different stuns. Something out of a movie right there, dodging everything in his way. Now this right here, right? FaZe not sticking there after the aftershock is, they didn't have that many members up at that point because Dicey got picked off when he was watching Heaven.
Paul, you mentioned 2 players dropping at the end of the round there, and the financial implications because of that, even though they won the round, Bang and Derek have to bring in Spectres. Yeah, they have full armor, but Stellar only has light.
Ever since that anti-eco that they had in round 4 from FaZe, they won that, but ever since then, it's been a lot more passive. I think that's because they're preparing to get Dicey the op, prepare him to take angles where they don't need to be as aggressive. But there is another peak with a peak fault line from Fly Up. Meanwhile, 100 Thieves just explores mid. They're coming right back over to this zone. Super interesting too because they just cleared for so much time the front of that Viper wall where Stellar is threatening to lurk. And as they clear it is when 100 Thieves enters that space. So there might be a timing here.
You see the utility go back up, and now they regress on the space that you were just alluding to. See the Nightfall come out as an H, try to keep them back. A bit of delay with the utility. Baby Bay's been spotted. The fast lane to provide some cover as he tries to reposition. Takes some space up in heaven, but a Prowler and a couple of shots to the side of the head take care of him. Will with the Showstopper looking to find some space. Any target he can possibly find, and no, he gets dropped without firing at all. His poise from the discipline corner causes problems for 100 Thieves. And they bring it back, though. Flya finds himself in a brutal spot, a 1v3, 58 HP, and he's not going to pull it off. 100 Thieves get the second.
And I love what they did there with the Nightfall. A lot of teams, a lot of people still rely on that tool as if it was a breach ult, right? Yep. Where they're executing immediately as it's hitting players to try to get some value out of the decay, try to, use the sound as something.
The silence, yeah.
But in this case, 100 Thieves actually waits so that they could process the information that it's giving them, right? And yeah, sure, Will, the Showstopper goes over top of the discipline box because the Nightfall didn't hit him, but it does catch Baby Bay, who's trying to re-peek up a Heaven.
Yep. And
that is crucial. Because up to that point, they haven't succeeded at getting these first kills. FaZe looking to try to find another one with his mid-aggression. They're going to back off, though. And look, Stellar's swapped his wall over towards this side, the B side. And Dicey's trying to play in front of it. No op for him this time, but they've got a breach ult to retake as well or dominate this position.
Just on the other side, the flash is a cue for him to swing. He's not able to find any value, has to give it back. The Cosmic Divide provides some cover. And now the Rolling Thunder in exchange. Surely they're going to swing off of that because it's FaZe, and that's exactly what they do. They get 4 kills. They stop everything coming out of Garage, and they get the 5th round.
Perfect hold from FaZe. As that Astral Divide came out from Bang, they were just sliding right through with the breach ult, with the stuns. Even the trademark went out in that position.
Yeah.
When that much utility succeeds, there is not much you can do, especially on a map like Split where the chokes are tight.
FaZe seem to play on this hairline trigger, man. Like when they decide to go, they're going to go, and they're going to go with everything they have. And that's obviously, that can be a double-edged sword, right? Because you're playing in a position where you can easily get punished off of over-aggression. I think about Baby Bay dying in A-Heaven a couple of rounds ago. You see how some of the positioning can be problematic. And even with that FaZe holding on to a 3-round lead, Baby Bay spotted Asuna, who's trying to creep his way up. Middle of the map, he's not able to do it. Just Sheriffs, and then the Stinger in the hands of Will. Well, it was in the hands of Will.
One enemy remaining. Down.
It's just so fun to watch, man.
They just style on him.
That is the perfect way to describe what just happened. And also, I think the interesting part of this entire round just then, I mean, it's only pistols, but Bebe was literally in the center point of that grab well, and he just, at least that's my theory.
We'll see, Dicey has that operator. You've mentioned a couple of times. We've seen this play a few times as well, and while it doesn't often net a little bit of something, you had some info gathered, and because of that, 100 Thieves have to invest some utility if they want to regain mid control.
Poison's off.
We do have this Viper's Pit that Stellar's been sitting on for quite a while, but they really haven't had success getting onto the sites. FaZe is so concerned with trying to stop that from happening in the first place. There we go. Swing through. The flash is great.
Very well done. Will it just dashed right by Dicey's ear. He never really had a shot at him. He never saw him coming.
That was disgusting. And it did exactly what 100 Thieves did to them a couple rounds ago on B side, right? The utility's so strong. And there's the pit to secure the round. They've got pinpoints on all sides as well. Bang on the flank. Trademarks down. Also, Asuna as well in a main. The reflank ramp when it happens. This round's all but locked up.
But it would be FaZe-like for them to go for it, wouldn't it? Given the money, given the fact that Baby Bay has his ult. Flash, but Asuna waiting for it, able to spam through and get the kill. Understanding no one else is coming his way, but just to be sure, drops a little bit of insurance utility. But yeah, this round, for all intents and purposes, seems locked up. Perhaps a play for exit. That's exactly what they're going to do. As Flya gets to Superman. Oh, he's going to go hunting. But he falls. As Asuna gets a 3rd on the round, 100 Thieves get theirs too.
Had a moment there where he comboed the stun and the grab well to try to trap them closer and take the fight. But hey, look, 100 Thieves gets a 3. We're, rounding down this half. One more round and they'll be performing better on what was a 13-11 win on this map. And unfortunately, Dicey, who got flashed in that round, hasn't really been finding value, except for the one pick he did find in mid, and this TP lets him explore so deep. He's exposed to the market angle, though, but he doesn't care. Wow, all the way.
The rendezvous to get him to safety. We've talked so much this map about Baby Bay and the pace with which he plays, and well, it's been on full display. But the other side of the coin that we haven't talked about is Dicey, right? So you figure out, okay, Baby Bay's just going to run at us. He's going to throw everything he can at us. If we can figure that out, maybe we'll be okay. No, there you have the other half of the Bash Bros, right? And then Dicey enters the equation, and he's impenetrable.
Exchanged. But always look at Stellar. You can call audibles from that position so often if he gets any space up.
They're not biting. Yeah. Is Viper util that they had on A being toggled up and down? I don't think it was enough for FaZe to believe that that's where the hit was going to be.
Still trying to pivot. 30 seconds. It's starting to wind down.
30 seconds.
Stellar's up. Yeah, it looks like they do want to pivot. Dicey's here, though.
Look at Asuna pushing into stairs, too. He's going to try to get the timing, and he is going to get it onto Superman. And now off of that, they're going to bring the spike back. The Nightfall to push him back on B, as Baby Bay has no shot at it. Fly, the last man standing, and he's going to have to pull up an insane hold to try to keep the spike from going down. Still playing from behind the pillar. 8 seconds left as the spike still not planted. There it goes. And he swings out. He's not able to land the shots as Asuna gets 3 on the round. The numbers advantage still favor of 100 Thieves, as I don't know that Dicey can find his way in. And then to add insult to injury, Stellar is on the flank in case things get out of hand. Dicey is going to have to win that one himself, and he's not going to do it. Asuna with the ace as 100 Thieves get to 4.
Great round. Exactly the strengths of 100 Thieves right there, and they do break 3 rounds on their attacking side. That is, I mean, I almost used the word vintage, but nothing from 100 Thieves is vintage so far. This is what made them good on this map throughout the open qualifiers and into the groups. Was the way that Stellar is able to call these audibles late in the round. They did everything right there. Baited out the Rolling Thunder, walked up a couple times into B Heaven, feinted back towards A with any space that Stellar has gotten, and then they also had Asuna push downstairs, found a gap.
Asuna was nuts in that round. One kill, I believe he was fully flashed, and on another kill, he was fully stunned.
Just
that too is silly.
oh,
Stellar just gets dropped instantly. Yeah, that's unfortunate. As Derek has to wait just a tad longer to get that Rolling Thunder online. The no command, though, should delay it if they wanted that to be their entry in. It's not going to happen as Baby Bay with the spam. FaZe keeps them back. A flawless round comes out of Prime Gaming. Flawless one at that. And there wasn't much behind FaZe's guns there.
No.
They didn't have very much in the buy at all.
yeah, no, they absolutely didn't. I think Baby Bay bought a Vandal there because he has the overdrive if he does want to go into this last round without a weapon. But still, I mean, unbelievable. That side dash right there from Baby Bay is new tech. He's coming out of that smoke, sliding to the left, looking straight at, getting ready for his crosshair. Previously, you had to pull off some crazy shenanigans to pull off a dash like that, but with the neon changes, you could do that relatively easily.
You know, I know I touched on it in the round too, but again, to draw attention to the importance of that null command. Derek wasn't able to bring that Rolling Thunder into the last hit. Now he has it in this round. That's great. But you look at the economy, you've got a Frenzy and you've got 2 Spectres. Not the same oomph behind the punch.
I think 100 Thieves is at this point in the half. Last round, they've decided let's stop with these full-on B executes. They're going to go for a breach ult, Osmic Divide, fake on this B side, and it's pulling everybody. Superman has a world of hurt. They're actually not biting, though, because Dicey's in such a great position.
And the thing is, like, the one person who started to rotate over was Baby Bay, and he's got the zoom. He's able to rotate back. Poised with the spam on 2 through the smoke. His 100 Thieves are only down to 3.
That is some amazing reads from Poise. 2 bullets on each side as they're walking across, spread out. That is so lucky. but at the same time, so sick. And the Cosmic Divide is going to wrap this up. They have to go through this
30
wall up in
seconds left.
heaven. Actually, Will might try to use this to go to the ropes, but he's already passed.
Spike
Gun
down.
gave him away. Remember, Baby Base still has his ult. Now you see that come online.
Spam through the smoke.
I'm out of here.
How did they get through this?
remaining.
Baby Base swings around. It's all onto Derek, and he falls to a Prime Gaming Flawless to close out the half. It was a little...
100 Thieves improved on the performance of FaZe. Right, they ended up going 10-2 on this half, essentially. That gets lost when you look just at the scoreline, but
That's a good spot.
things that are really good for FaZe on their attacking sides, a lot of times it's Dicey who's lurking on extremities while the rest of the team is really pressuring so he can catch, rotate. So far in this pistol round, it's a little bit what they're doing. Baby Bay's with him. And he could catch all the way up here. Stellar's alone. A theme for 100 Thieves. All the way back to when he was playing Cypher.
Toxin screen down.
Stellar spotted a little something as the bullet goes a bit wide. Interesting Baby Base choice here to use a Ghost instead of the Frenzy like we saw him on defense in the previous round. Oh, but maybe that's why FaZe able to find two big ones as the pinch was just devastating. They were trapped.
That's a mistake. They've lost control of ropes from the other side. They should know that reclearing at that point, you're going to be crossfired into it. But either way, 100 Thieves does spread wide. Bang is here with a Frenzy, and we saw earlier in the series
30 seconds left.
what the Frenzy could do, but Poise just swings him.
And you check him right off the bat. Guy didn't even have a chance to fire a bullet. Numbers heavily in favor of FaZe here as Stellar and Derek are left to try to figure this one out on their own.
And this is super important. If FaZe is able to convert a pistol in this situation right here where they're already up 8-4,
Last player standing.
way different, and it's looking like it. Stellar at a 1v5. For context, in the last series, 100 Thieves won 4 out of the 2 pistols. And every time they lost 9-3, they were able to clap back with at least one of the pistol round wins. And that was huge in levying their comebacks.
Prime Gaming Flawless comes through again as FaZe are able to win the pistol in the opener. You were talking, Ball, about how different it is from their previous matchup. 100 Thieves have won 5 rounds in a row to open the second half. Already a night and day difference.
Last player standing.
The eco advantage now. It could potentially get to 10. And always in these situations, I do look at the ults. It's a talking point that I always do where, you know, there's round-winning ults, but I don't necessarily see that sort of combination on this attack side. Obviously, they have some power ones. They get closer, they only need 1 or 2 rounds. So much on the other side to respond as well. Grouped up to try to approach here into Will's Shorty. And he's tucked to dodge flashes. We saw what Poise did last time, just dry swamp.
Uh-oh. Eric has to be careful, and Will tried getting the timing, and it just didn't work out. Now you see the spams come through as Derek's able to get 2. Well done on him to do that with a classic, but it's just not going to be enough. Stellar's left here with the classic. Both Poise and Fly are very weak. They have a considerable gun advantage here.
And there's nothing even for Stellar to pick up.
Yeah.
Plus, it just cleared spawn, so they know he's coming from heaven, at least for the next 3 seconds. So you saw they just triple swung.
Yep.
Surprised Fly didn't tuck back into B main with his HP situation.
Nice, he's the only healthy one. He's going to be the first one to swing. He lands the dink. Ah, but the Phantom's just too good. They're a 10-4 lead for FaZe. Now 100 Thieves can punch back.
2 big moments there, I think, from Poise where, you know, he was... The team was walking into something that could have been devastating. Their Will with the shorty, right? And the last round, it was, I forget who, Bang, I think, with a Frenzy, right? Tucked in that discipline box in B main.
Mm-hmm.
And Poised has the discipline. And also the flick. That was a nasty flick onto Will.
Yep.
And he purchased the Phantom. So let's see. Fast here to take a ramp. Looks like a fault line. Knife to clear close, and Baby Bay's already up.
The gravity well intended to delay.
Bring them down.
It just doesn't find very much now. The Prowler try to re-clear. I don't know if that saw Baby Bay there. Didn't look like it did.
Well, they already know he's there because of the haunt. Either way. There's some mid-aggression happening from 100 Thieves. And everything. There, the Prowler will find Mark. And Poised helps him to get out. Sure, Baby Bay's got the high gear running, so he's fast with it, but trade damage. We do have to look at the no command as well from Poised. Where is he going to position himself if he decides to use it? It's Dicey who gets the Phantom.
Spike down.
Bloody
mid.
firing range across the middle of the map as Derek's able to find two. Will with the third.
And the spike is dropped.
They're not really sitting on it, right? I mean, it's just Will who's the only one kind of within sniffing distance.
You've got to
30
spend so
seconds
much
left.
time clearing and taking these angles.
Yeah.
Now, with 25 seconds left when they recover it, they're going to go back into Will.
72 HP, no armor.
Asana's here as well, this duo.
You don't spot
One enemy remaining.
And off of that, they can swing. Will, clean shots. That 1-2 punch that you mentioned comes through. 100 Thieves to 5.
They got a response from the Bash Bros themselves. Two youngins. Actually, Will's... I keep calling him a kid, but he's 22 or something like that.
One enemy remaining.
That just means you're old, man.
Yeah, it does.
There.
Not converting on the bonus this time. They did do that successfully in the
Stay
first half.
focused.
100 Thieves
See?
needed that.
See his Viper wall out from Stone. Very deep across mid. With nothing really behind it.
Yeah, but you can see FaZe hesitant to walk through. Later on, they might decide to start walking past this, depending on what 100 Thieves is actually throwing in behind it. But trying to have coverage so they can't get into that mail angle. Important, something that we picked up from Reykjavik, the Zeta Division run. They'll use so much utility to keep them back. Or at least know whether there's anything exchanged. Talking about the two, star duos, I guess you could say, on either side. So far, Asana and Will in first kills are only 1 and 6 compared to Dicey and Baby Bay, who are 9 and 2. Obviously, that speaks to the lead, but speaks to how FaZe is.
Yeah.
Still in the driving seat.
See how far off 100 Thieves were playing, perhaps expecting that no command, and there it is. It pops through. FaZe are going to get full control of A, entirely uncontested. So now the reinforcements start to show up. You see the triple stack coming in from defender spawn.
Interesting plant. It's planted for heaven. 4 players off site right now. Only Baby Bay left inside of it. And this breach roll
Dicey.
catches nothing.
Yeah, but so Asana's up top and Dicey's behind them all, but the bullets go wide, and Asana turns around, snaps on, and Baby Bay's not able to find value either. As Will's on the defuse, he's going to get it to half, and then he's going to pull off. Numbers still in favor of 100 Thieves as Poise gets flashed up, has no chance at it, but Will gets the defuse as Derek gets 3, 100 Thieves get to 6.
And it's looking scary. That was an investment of ults from FaZe. And 100 Thieves respond with their own, and it doesn't catch that much value, but they played it so well. But this shot specifically, we just talked about how Dicey has been playing relatively good this series so far. And that happens. Derek to keep them off of that heaven plant as well. I like the idea from FaZe. But also, maybe, as well, Dicey striking a little too early. Yes, he got the backstab off, but he could have gotten some severe value later on.
Just unlucky timing, man.
Oh, I mean,
Asana taking a step
would.
forward.
Let's he certainly would. Let's not sugarcoat.
A whole lot of folks on the other side of that smoke. The pop flash was there, but Will's still able to take one down with them. Oh, great counter from Bang. As you see, Baby Bay was trying to take control of stairs. FaZe down here in tatters. A Sheriff and a Classic. That may be a problem.
Last
I see
player
with the Phantom
standing.
upgrade.
Spike down.
He's the last
B.
one alive during this one before.
Not gonna find
Yeah,
much.
it's just not gonna happen.
And that was eco attack so
I'll
far. Is
show
that
them.
100 Thieves on that attack side that we just saw? They did a lot of great things that FaZe needs to implement. Like the amount of utility they were baiting out. You saw how Baby Bay got punished in heaven there with the grab well.
Yep.
Gotta get it out their hands.
Still on the other side. The kills both go FaZe's way.
Great read. JDM and the rest of FaZe. Stellar left in a world of hurt. He's on the site alone again, and Dicey's going to be able to take him out.
You highlighted it, man. You were talking about it right before the round starts. Stellar was left on an island, not able to hold off by himself. And off of that, yeah, they had the couple of kills across the middle of the map, which certainly helped things. FaZe is able to get into A, get the spike down, find their post-plant positions. Superman's even left behind to cut off any rotations. If anyone tries to get through late, 100 Thieves have no way into this one.
Has so much space as well to chase down these guns. Superman. He's going to find Asuna easily.
Enemy remaining.
That wasn't that easy. But this round was just such a good read from FaZe. And yeah, Stellar was left on his own there. But you're obviously expecting that after you get the 2 kills. You know the players that you just killed. That's so huge from them. 100 Thieves going walkabouts and getting crushed because of it. It was super close. And FaZe was fragging out. More so than 100 Thieves. It was tight rounds. That pushed them over the edge. This is fast here from FaZe. And again, the read is so good. Stellar has rotated over here, and they're playing more B retake than A retake in this sense.
Similar wall, slightly different angle. It leaves a little cubby to be tucked into B heaven. That's not where the hit's coming from. The Showstopper's able to take care of Poise. Oh, but the gravity well of the Rolling Thunder, it's all jumped down as Baby Bay swings around and Will punishes him. How much more can they find? And now the Nightfall swings out. Dicey's able to get 2 as he tries to stay alive back sight. 3v2 in favor of 100 Thieves. The spike still not planted. As we try to catch our breaths for just a moment.
Still some tools that they're supposed to.
Prowler as gunfire erupts yet again. Dicey still not able to find enough of a comfortable spot to plant. Haunt cleared instantly, but they understand that Asuna's just on the other side.
Fault line from Derek. That's back up. But instead they use theirs to take some more space. He's going with the spike here. This is do or die here for Dicey on this round.
Left.
And Asuna's not even giving him the time of day. He's not taking the fight at all.
At least they get the spike down though with the aftershock.
Last player standing.
Oh, Dicey's in trouble here. And it's Bang who cleans him up at the end. I thought it was going to be Asuna in poetic fashion, but he is the one who gets the defuse. I lost count of how many ultimates were thrown in that round. There were a lot.
You can count on your fingers. I won't make fun of you. A good idea from FaZe, in my opinion. The read was great. But the counter from Will even better. He gets suppressed moments after his Showstopper is fired off. So you saw how instantly he was throwing that out, hoping to catch a kill, and he does. But then the stun kill onto Baby Bay, who's slide dashing at him, is unbelievable.
All set up. Who will I spot first? Here. You want to play? Let's play.
Sword of Force comes online. You see the utility dump to try to get a ramp control. To be countered by the Prowler as Dicey has to throw it in reverse.
Ooh. That's actually forced him to immediately TP out, so they're pivoting fast here from FaZe, knowing that they are playing for the setup.
Spotted ahead.
Oh, that nade missed.
Oh, I think it was just like a gift dropped in case Baby Bay pushed forward. Either way, it delays the aggression for just a tad longer.
Right there.
As there's silence across the side at this point. You still see the death ball on your minimap. That is FaZe as they try to turn their aggression towards B. Eric and Will trying to keep him back. Baby Bay pushing his way forward, and Will's thankful there to greet him. The satchel to try to push him off. Any other addition. Nothing else comes.
I mean, Baby Bay just pushed like a rhino.
Oh, Stellar. Dancing around the aftershock, still is able to take care of Poise before falling. Eric's not able to find the same success, though. 3v3 here. They have site control.
And the
ultimate's on the side of 100 Thieves here.
They've got the Cosmic Divide and
You are divided.
this Sword of Force. They're going to use it And that nullify is actually Dicey's op. He's not going to be able to find himself a kill until they're on the site, and they haven't planted for him in B main.
Very similar to what we saw a couple of rounds ago on the first half. They're going to have to swing out through the wall, and that's where the op comes into play if he's able to land the shots, but he's not! Will with 2 massive kills on the other side of that, and Asuna cleans things up at the end.
And here we go. Situations just like this are what brought 100 Thieves back in the game. Asuna ends up winning the 1v1. I mean, I don't even really know what you call that, but yeah, it ended up being a 1v1 as he takes out Dicey as the last player. Dicey had a lineup on everybody there.
And you wonder, Bala, I would love to see it again if the Cosmic Divide had been a bit further up, but then they can't get to the defuse. Yeah, there was just enough room for 100 Thieves to swing out and then take the fight.
They're trying to play that crossfire, and I like that idea. I was worried about a smoke from Bang, for example, but no, I don't fault them for that at all.
Don't get in my way.
Here's the Viper's Pit. The Death Ball again, man. I like that term because it's exactly what's happening. They have 2 ults here. Baby's going to use the overdrive. He's been so successful, the best I've seen.
Yeah, he really finds value on that, unlike anyone else. Look at that. I mean, what do you do? And on the side of 100 Thieves, it's just a gravity well to try to delay any sort of advances. Bang with the reposition, a couple of shots to the back of the head. The Rolling Thunder to try to counter and keep him back too. It's a pistol in the hands of Superman. Spike just out of reach. Eric understands. Austin is waiting up top like a watchman. Fly is left alone in this 1v3. Again, Spike
Sweet dreams,
unattainable.
asshole.
Asuna with 3 as 100 Thieves get to 10.
And I do feel like FaZe is starting to run out of ideas. It's the death ball every round. This was obviously a very, basically a half-life from FaZe
You should.
cobbled together. But the hype is rolling on the side of 100 Thieves. And so are the rounds.
We've talked a lot about FaZe's struggles on attack. You're seeing them here again as 100 Thieves have, in that situation, made a map of this thing. It was an 8-4 half. And you're right, Ball. It certainly feels like FaZe are kind of running out of ideas here. How deep is their playbook when your paces go all the time?
The problem in that round, they did not commit the null command, so there was so much utility when Baby Bay put out his wall. So now, can they actually find value out of this null command? I don't really see much out of 100 Thieves in counter to that. Not that they have anything particular to be able to do. We've seen Stellar, for example, play back. Okay, here's a different look. A feint from Baby Bay with the wall this time. The stun's coming out. Usually the utility does come out past that, but the Prowler to cancel didn't find any information. So if Baby Bay works out.
Note that Bang only has, actually he doesn't have any smokes anymore. The last one was used to try to delay. It's still a big kill onto Baby Bay on the other side of the map, but the spike, the site, it's all taken.
They're going for that same plant this time. Let's see if they can get any value out of re-pushing it heaven and playing for this post plant.
No cheeky flank to worry about as they take care of the common culprit in that situation. This fight for heaven is going to be insane. You see some of the utilities start to come through and the kill follows. Spike's still ticking away and there's not a whole lot of time left. You see that Cosmic Divide come through as 100 Thieves are able to get a couple. They have the numbers advantage, but boys, he's able to get 2 big ones. A 1v1.
Can we stick this with the wall?
Yeah, he doesn't hear it. He's got to check it. Dicey's got to go. Gets it to have.
Gamble.
6 bullets.
He saw him with the jiggle.
Not a lot of time. Oh.
And Asuna
He's
has
just going to wait out the wall. He's just going to wait at the wall. Yeah, it was a 50-50, and Dicey's able to get it at the end. Map point FaZe.
the former duo on 100 Thieves and Dicey with the mind games through the wall. So fantastically played. And they do what they could not in the first series. Make it to match point. On the pick of 100 Thieves. And what a clutch to do it. I thought for sure that Heaven fight was not going their way, but all it takes is one person at the end of it. And that's enough to clutch in a situation like that.
Watch out, gotta go.
100 Thieves in a position here. What's on their map pick. Baby Bay has, by himself, made his way onto A. Now the rest of the team starts to rally in behind him. Okay. Fall. Spike doesn't get committed as well. Goes aggressive with the showstopper, and he's going to get a shot. Another onto Baby Bay. Poised with 11 HP. The Spike in no man's land.
Consistent problem for FaZe. And 100 Thieves just flip the script on them. Fight for the site instead of playing for retake. And it's just wrapped up. They're not done yet. Match point,
again, though.
It doesn't matter, is what 100 Thieves just said. And Doug, if this goes to overtime, we're in for a long run. Both of these teams cannot win attack rounds for the life of them.
Look at the buy for FaZe. It's so bad. Spectres, light armor. I mean, what can Superman buy?
Couple Guardians, potentially. Yeah, he's got nothing, man. A stinger.
The one saving grace here for FaZe is, given their pace, they do have the Rolling Thunder, right? It paves the way for them to get their way onto the site. But the problem is, 100 Thieves have been playing retakes so hard that it's almost pointless.
And the global presence of Bang makes it so difficult to get in anywhere with the amount of utility that there is going to be, even if there's only 2 players. So Unbreakable Knife sent up towards towards ropes. Spots Asuna on the top. And really, this is going to be a classic FaZe. Try to feint towards one side and have Dicey end up lurking or find a kill on the rotation. 1 minute on the clock. They might just regroup with the breach ult.
I think on the other side, you mentioned classic FaZe. I think you see classic 100 Thieves too. Look at how far off Asuna and Stellar are. And they're back in spawn.
Fault lines here as well for the nade combo. Oh, he's not out of the form. Oh, he's gone while up in the stars.
And Baby Bay's in a brutal spot. He was all the way up, but he was by himself. Poise is taking a ton of damage too. 100 Thieves looking to take it to overtime, and it certainly seems like that's going to be the case as the members of FaZe just continue to fall apart, left in tatters. Baby Bay with 39 HP. Fast lane to potentially cause some problems, and he tucks to the other side. They slip their way through. Things weak. Oh, and it's Baby Bay. And of course it's Baby Bay. It would have to be Baby Bay, but it's not going to happen. Oh, we're going to dance some more.
5 first kills in the entire regulation.
In the previous match, 4 rounds total on attack. Think about that. Between both teams, it was abysmal.
Yep.
But a slightly different look here as 100 Thieves are threatening towards A. Poise has already taken a ton of damage.
This is already a great start for 100 Thieves. They've gotten so much damage and space on the safe side. In the first pick, there you go.
And it was backside. It was Baby Bay too.
Spike down.
You may have jinxed him on this taking too long.
We do a lot of jinxing.
Yeah, we do. We are guilty of that. Dicey here with the glass cannon. He's got the operator so difficult to try to fight for a retake, so perhaps he tries to upgrade a weapon. What options do you have? He's got Baby Bay's corpse, so there is something. Oh. Now, and what do you do with that, man?
Last player standing.
Yeah, it's just the gravity wall keeps him back. Of course, there's a showstopper here in overtime as well. Farmed his way to getting 100 Thieves the lead back. 13-12 here in overtime.
But I think it's abusable enough that they want to make sure that there's nothing abusable about the setup, even though it could net them some rounds.
Look at how deep those Astro Stars are. All 3 of them.
Dicey's
Right
through,
at
though.
the entry.
But it's such a good follow-up with the Prowler to be able to just get right back at it.
Oh, he went unspotted and he has to teleport away. Just barely missing the hand of, I believe that was Asuna.
But for one of the first times I've seen on this attack side, that is a lot of utility out, right? There is no C's now from Asuna. There's no nade from Will. All of Bang's stars right now are getting refreshed. And they're out on the site because of it.
But once again, it's just Baby Bay. He finds himself alone oftentimes. And he's taking care of. Yeah, there's no way. And Asuna, what a clean flick, what a clean transfer, and what a clean